Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. So today I wanted to talk about the Galaxy S24 Ultra. It's crazy. We are already seeing a bunch of new phones kind of make their way into the market. Obviously, Christmas is coming up here in the United States, so I imagine a lot of these companies are going to be coming out with a new phone. We already saw the new OnePlus foldable device. I'm using my Samsung Z Fold 5, but we're going to talk about the S24 Ultra. So guys, I'm going to be using Tom's guide. So we get a lot of brand new kind of rumors, news, and there's some interesting things that have come to light. So we're going to jump right into it. All right, so guys, there are some features that I'm going to go over, and I'm going to pretty much get straight to the point with a lot of them. So here we go. So the first thing is the new Snapdragon HN3, which is going to be interesting. So we saw how powerful the Snapdragon 8 Generation 2 was with the S23 Ultra, but now to have a new chip for the S24 Ultra is crazy. The power on it is amazing, and honestly, I'm really looking forward to seeing how fast this new device is, what it's able to do. I mean, already the whole S series, the Z Folds, they have really incredible processors. So that is really exciting to see that Galaxy is releasing that new processor. It definitely, in my opinion, will either be the top of the line compared to Apple's, but I'm pretty sure it will be a little bit better. But again, we'll see. Next up, we're going to have 144 hertz refresh rate, which is absolutely crazy. Again, this is going to be a powerhouse of a device, and what I think is going to be really interesting about it is not only how powerful it is, but how it kind of competes with iPhone's vision of, the devices moving forward. I mean, you already had the S23 Ultra, which was like an incredible device, but now you're going to have a device that is going to be even more powerful, which is just insane. So I don't know. And it's always interesting when you have these new generations of these phones is do you make that jump? Do you justify that it's worth upgrading? So we're going to keep going with this. Apparently it's going to have a 50 megapixel telephoto lens, replacing one of the 10 megapixel zoom lenses on the S23 Ultra. So again, that 10 megapixel zoom lens that was on the S23 Ultra is going to get replaced. That's going to be interesting. You're definitely going to get, higher quality. I mean, the cameras already on the S23 Ultra are insane. By far, in my opinion, the best on the market. So now that you're going to get that as well, that's going to be crazy. It's rumored that there's going to be a larger main camera sensor to capture more light. So again, going to be some crazy photos, crazy video with that. I know there are currently rumors about getting rid of the whole the zoom. So everybody knows the S23 Ultra for those crazy moon photos, but it's rumored that that will no longer be a thing on the new S24 Ultra. Guys, I feel like when people freak out about this, it's I don't know that many people that, if you kind of look at a broader market, that are pretty much going outside every single night and taking photos. Yes, it's a cool feature to have. I think it's cool, but I personally don't think it's one of those, if I don't have this, I'm not going to buy the phone. I don't know. It doesn't really feel like it's that big of a deal, at least not to me, and I feel not to the mass market, of people who are trying to buy devices. Now, one of the biggest things, which I thought was interesting, is having titanium sides. So the outer frame of the S24 Ultra is going to be titanium. We obviously saw this with the new iPhone 15, which is, interesting. But I think, I don't know, it's gonna be interesting how they compete. I think titanium is one of those materials that I think can be great. Definitely makes phones much lighter. However, there are issues with titanium. But then again, I think Samsung is essentially doing this to compete with what Apple is doing currently right now. But again, all the power to them. I think that's pretty interesting that they're doing that. Do I personally care too much? No. I mean, it could make for a sleeker design, but I think that's pretty interesting that they are doing that. So there are a few other design rumors which I think are a little bit interesting. So again, these are rumors. These are nothing in this video is fully confirmed, and nothing is beneficial. But one thing that people are thinking is that next to the camera, so next to the cameras that are on the S23 or S24 Ultra, there's going to be a little display. And some people think that that's going to be if you want to like see yourself while you're recording. That way you get to really use those cameras, which that would be a huge feature. I mean, that would be a big thing for devices, but also, it could just be to like have the times. Maybe if you have the phone face down, you'll be able to see a clock that is right there. Obviously, having the S Pen, so I imagine there either will be the same, if not a new S Pen that's going to come with the S24 Ultra. So that's going to be something that's really interesting. So it's rumored that it is going to have possibly, or I imagine it's going to stick to the 6.8 inch display for the S24 Ultra, which I believe was on the S23 Ultra. So I don't think we're going to see anything different. However, I do think that there is going to be a higher nit brightness. That's something that we saw in the Pixel 8 Pro. So I think it's going to be interesting to see how the S24 Ultra holds up. It already had an incredibly bright screen. So I mean, now to go even past that, that's going to be really interesting as well. So it's rumored that it's going to be around 2,500 nits, which is 750 nits brighter than the S23 Ultra, which I think is, again, just crazy. So that that is wild. Man, like I don't even know. But crazy that Samsung is doing that. So yeah, really interesting. So there is a claim that there is going to be a 1-inch sensor for the camera. So I mean, again, that will just be crazy. I mean, some of these claims, like, I feel like they've been pretty accurate. Some of these claims seem to be insane. So again, I don't know. I think if a lot of these things are true, like, this is going to be a very, very powerful device. I mean, to have a 1-inch sensor on a camera, that's going to be probably this big. I don't, whatever. But no, it's going to be a really large camera and like a really powerful camera. So going to be interesting. Next up, something that a lot of people care about, and arguably was a huge, reason why a lot of people purchased the S23 Ultra, was for the battery. And one of the claims that someone made was that now you could add a new stack battery to the S24 Ultra, alongside an improved cooling system, says Tom's Guide. And according to one report, that we could see an improvement of 10% in a particular instance. This new battery design will apparently push the S24 Ultra's maximum charging speed up to 65 watts, which would be almost 50% faster than the 45-watt charging in the S23 Ultra. Again, crazy that we're reaching a time where that is currently the charging speeds. Like, I'm currently recording on the DJI Pocket 3, and I'm already able to charge well over 80% within like 17 minutes. So it's crazy how companies are creating even faster charging times. I think it's insane. But again, what is going to be the price, right? A lot of these kind of new features, what is Samsung going to do? I mean, obviously with the S23 Ultra, it's at around $1,100 or $1,200, but I imagine they're going to keep it the same, if not maybe increase it a little bit. I mean, phone prices definitely are going up. We saw that with Apple. But I don't imagine that the pricing for the S23 or S24 Ultra is going to be super dramatic. I imagine they're going to keep it kind of the same. But again, man, what are my final thoughts? I think if a lot of these things are true and, a lot of these specs are actually going to come into light, I think this is arguably going to be the best device on the market. I mean, the S23 Ultra already, in my opinion, is the best phone on the market currently right now. However, I think with these improvements, if everything kind of goes to plan, if a lot of these things are true, I don't think there's any phone that will be able to compete with the S24 Ultra. So let me know in the comments down below, are you guys a Galaxy person? Are you guys an Apple? And if this phone came out and had all of these really amazing features, would you switch over to this device? Is it worth it in your opinion? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate the support, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out. Bye.